One, two, three. Don't watch the news, be the news. Don't watch the news, be the news. Don't watch the news, be the news. Don't watch the news, be the news.
This land is Musqueam. This land is Squamish. This land is Tsleil-Waututh. This land is stolen. This land is sacred. This land is indigenous. This land is unceded territory. This land is unceded territory.
There are so many things going on behind closed doors that we don't know about when it comes to so many projects, but with VAC, we've been uncovering them, and it's just disgusting to see that our voice has been completely shut out. Everyone here has come out tonight, everyone that we speak to about our cause is furious because a lot of them didn't even know this was happening. But whether or not you voted in the plebiscite doesn't matter. At the end of the day, they should be able to accept the fact that we don't want a 25-meter pool, we don't want a lazy river. We are supposedly a world-class city. Why can we not have at least one 50-meter pool? Why?
My hair is wet because I wanted to come on theme today because we're saving the pool. Yeah, thank you all for being here for such an important cause. The Vancouver Aquatic Centre does hold a really special place in my heart. I used to live around this neighborhood and I used to go there with my partner who is 27 years old and doesn't know how to swim. Yeah. So I've been teaching him how to swim. Ironically, he does have like a full diving certification. But little kids at the lazy river at Hillcrest Pool are really running circles around him. So he's working on it. We're working on it.
Would you like to tell me why you came here today?
Yeah, so I'm one of the petitioners in the Protect Our Vancouver Aquatic Centre Association fight to save the 50-meter pool at the Aquatic Centre, and ideally just not demolish the building because the building is structurally sound according to the city's own engineering reports.
So what do you think needs to happen in order for the pool to be saved?
The city just needs to come to its senses and just admit that they made a mistake. Their own engineering reports state that the building is structurally sound. The pieces of concrete that fell that the city claims are, a sign that the entire roof is going to collapse is bullshit. Their own engineers, Mayeli Alvarez, one of the directors of the society, spoke to the engineer herself, and the engineer said those are tiny flakes that are just a sign, they just need regular maintenance. And they've already put netting up to catch any flakes. They're flakes, according to the engineer, we're not dangerous, they're not gonna kill anybody, the roof is not gonna collapse. The Aquatic Centre has another 50 years of life in it with a little bit of a renewal. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much for coming out today.
All right, thanks a lot. Yeah.
Big paradise, put up a parking lot with a big hotel, a boutique and a swinging hot spot. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone? Big paradise, put up a parking lot. Took all the trees, put them in a tree museum. And they charge the people $1.50 just to see them. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone? Pay paradise, put up a parking lot. Pay for the farmer, put away the DT. Give me stars on my apples, believe me the birds and the bees. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone? Big paradise, put up a parking lot. Late last night, heard the scream all sing, and the big yellow taxi took away my old man. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone? They pay paradise and they put up a parking lot. Pay paradise and they put up a parking lot. Pay paradise and they put up a parking lot. Thanks a lot.
The fact is, for most of you here, and most of the people who voted on the plebiscite ballot question, they thought they were voting for a 50-meter pool. Right? Everyone thought they were voting for a 50-meter pool. Even though the ballot question was vague, because the ballot question, it said for the rebuild, the renewal, or the rehabilitation of the Vancouver Aquatic Centre, $103 million. But all of the ballot questions were short. They were just summaries. That's what the ballot question is meant to be. It's not meant to be an entire write-up that somebody has to read through to understand what they're voting for. It's just a quick summary. They have 4 or 5 questions on a single page. So it's not meant to describe an entire project. What is meant to describe the project is the voter materials. So in that 2022-2023 capital plan, along with the ballot question, there was a ballot pamphlet that was available to voters up to and including on poll day at community centers, libraries, rec centers, probably even in the polling booth itself. And in that booklet, every project in that capital plan had an entire page worth of detail. So the Granville Street Bridge, Vancouver Aquatic Centre, every other project that they were asking people to prove funding for had an entire page worth of detail. They all had their own dedicated page of material. So the Vancouver Aquatic Centre wasn't unique in any way in that sense. It was in that pamphlet, it had a page worth of detail. Here's where it's important. On that page of detail, they used the words 50-meter renewal. What you were voting for, 50-meter renewal. So on that page, 50-meter renewal, somebody sees that, naturally they think, okay, clearly I'm voting for the 50-meter pool renewal because that's the words on the page verbatim. Now here's what the city's saying. We got the city's response about 2 or 3 days ago because the way the process works, once you file your petition in the BC Supreme Court, the respondents have the ability to respond. Actually, they must respond within 30 days. So they took almost the whole 30 days, of course. They filed their own response, essentially, that documents their arguments. So what they're going to say in defense for all of the claims we've made, their own arguments, countering ours. So in every way, they are denying all of our claims, obviously, but in particular, the 50-meter ballot claims, they're saying that those materials that all of you relied on are useless. They don't count. Because you saw the words 50-meter renewal in some ballot pamphlet, they're calling it just extra additional material. So think about that, okay? The city is now claiming that those materials that had official City of Vancouver branding, it was distributed to voters at those locations where you could view it. They're now backing down on that and saying that just ignore the fact that it was all city branded and everything. That is just nice to know info. It's not a requirement. Shame. So we're arguing that from the democratic aspect of the case, sure, the 50-meter pool is the output, it's the byproduct of this, but the argument we're making is going to have a broader impact in the community because we're actually, this is a case, Robbie said this himself, there are no prior cases that he was able to find that have been argued on this basis of a capital plan and a plebiscite question. So this is going to be a precedent-setting case if a judge is willing to use common sense and logic and see it for what it is.
Next up, we have Izzy, Senate DC, with some music for us. Please.
Can you put, wait, I just want, does that sound okay? Yeah? Can you put thoughts in perfume bottles? I wanna get comfortable in pillowy clouds of knowledge. I wanna get drunk off opinions from strangers' tongues, lap up at pools of biased facts and made-up news. Every consonant from your lips. So give me something sugar, 'cause I want substance. Did you know that men could lactate? Or that wombats poop in squares? The Beatles couldn't read sheet music, and sometimes there were boxers that I got from the thrift store's underwear. Numina ultramicroscopic silicovolcanoconiosis is the longest word in our dictionary. On the contrary, I'll probably never use it in conversation. It's just kind of a flex, I guess. Anyways, the thing is, I like to ask people stupid questions. For example, I asked my friend Brahman what her favorite toe is, and she said the pinky toe, because it's basically a big knuckle. And I encourage you to do the same. Fill your brain with useless phrases until it bursts and the viscous gunk of our remains trickles down into someone's iced vanilla almond milk latte. Apple metal strong finds its way into their cranium. Interact with the people around you. God, don't you want to know more than just a name and a face? Ask a question, learn a lesson, keep each other entertained.
Is engineering reports signed off by professional and structural engineers who have been in the facility. They were in the facility as recent as November 2025 for the most recent incident where concrete fell from the ceiling. And in all of those engineering reports, those professional engineers who have their own liability insurance, keep in mind, so an engineer would never sign off on something if it wasn't safe, because not only is it their professional reputability on the line, but their own insurance is on the line as well. But they go on to claim in all those reports that, in their opinion, the facility structurally, the structural integrity is sound. It's completely sound. There's no major risk to the actual structural roof girders or the structural frame of the building. All of the failures to date have been cosmetic, they've been facade, and they've been concrete spalling. So the recommendation in that report was for netting to be installed, which it is. The city spent $40,000 to install those nets. So they're willing to throw all of that away, though, if it means being able to use it as a narrative to the judge, and that's what they're trying to do. So they're trying to still claim that the facility is unsafe. We have emails from Armin Ambrolia, and the narrative that's being used there is they're using terms like they don't know, if the roof is going to collapse in on people, but it's a bunch of lies because they have these reports themselves as well. These engineering firms were contracted by the City of Vancouver, after all. They hired them to do these studies. So they have all this information themselves, but they're choosing to use this false narrative scare tactic, basically.
Take a big toe, take a big toe, take a great big toe, take a great big toe, take a great big toe of love. We've been living on fumes, breathing in the deprivation. Hungry for some good news, overfed is desperation. Institutional license of separation. Some kind of hype bring it up here, do world domination. Get over here. Take a big toe, take a big toe. Take a big toe, take a great big toe. You got it now. everything I wanted. They get snappy while telling us kindness and humility is just snappy. Get over here. Take a big tug, take a big tug. Take a big tug, take a big tug. Well, we're getting on the train and we're heading on out of the station. Gotta ride on the ride to the future is our destination. All our shapes, lives we must ensure our liberation. People united now, no more hesitation. Take a big toe, take a big toe. Take a big toe, take a big toe. One more time. Take a big toe, take a big toe. Take a big toe, take a big
Well, I hope you enjoyed that show. It was really fun to make. Here at Boxing Beaver, we're a community channel. We're volunteers, activists who are attempting to amplify the voices of activist groups here in the Lower Mainland of British Columbia. So we want you to support us through subscribing, sharing, and most importantly, participating in our channel. We invite you to come forward and make use of our airtime to talk about your cause, to promote your ideals. Do you qualify? Are you, your group, working to build a better world? Are you concerned with social justice, environmental health, Indigenous rights? If you are, Boxing Beaver Media is the place for you. So thank you, and until next time.